Good morning, students. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic related to the Buddhism. It is Tripitakas, the three baskets, particularly developed between the 550 BCE to 100 CE. This is basically writings, a group of books that has been divided generally into three groups. Therefore, it is known as the three baskets. But sometimes, between the other schools of Buddhism, it had been divided into five or seven pitakas, or five or seven baskets, or five or seven different subsets. Okay, before going deeper into the Tripitakas and their details, we have to first understand the traditions of the writings in Buddhism. So there is a two basic types of writings in the Buddhism related to Buddhism, that is the Pali tradition and the Sanskrit tradition. Friends, as you know, the Buddhism divided into Hinayana and Mahayana, and Hinayana is the older one. So, Heenan basically focuses on the liberation of for oneself. Rather, and on the other hand, the Mahayana focus on the liberation for all. So, this Heenan school is only talks about the liberation of the particular person, not about the all people in their circle, in their community or in their group. So this Heinyan school uh, deals with the early literature and very close to the teachings of Mahatma Buddha. But Mahayana has some other commentaries and interpretation also. So it includes the Sanskrit literatures. But the Pali, the Heinyan school largely deals with the Pali writings, and the Theravada is the earliest existing school of the Pali tradition. So here, this Tripitaka is basically appropriately concerned with the Theravada, which is a group of the Pali tradition and the earliest, one of the earliest school of this Buddhism. Entirely, this Tripitaka has the 32 books, which is divided into three groups. First is the Sutta Pitaka. It is the oldest and it is the teachings of the Buddhism. It talks about the ideas. So um, it is the earliest one, the oldest, and it talks about it is basically teachings. So when we move towards the Vinay Pitaka, the second one, that is the Vinay Pitaka, it talks about the customs, the morale, and the conducts of life and such things. So it was basically helped in the development of Buddhism in a way that people can live in a particular manner to manifest that they are following a particular path told by Mahatma Buddha. And the third school is the third set of books that is called as the part of Tripitaka is the Abhidhamma Pitaka. What is the philosophical interpretation of the writings in the Sutta Pitaka? So, as we earlier talked about the in some other schools from the popular schools of Mayan and Hinayan, sometimes this Pitakas has been divided into five or seven groups. For one interesting fact, I am trying to tell you that Rahul Sankritayan, a famous laureate, is known as the Tripitakacharya because he has the command over all the baskets, all the subsets of the Buddhism. So moving forward, we are going to talk about this yes, Sutta Pitak, Vinay Pitak, and Abhidhamma Pitak in a bit detailed manner, particularly in the perspective of the examinations. The questions may be asked and sometimes had been asked regarding the recitation of the Pitakas and the sub chapters or subcategories or subparts of this Pitakas and particularly what it deals about. So, yes, and the Sutta Pitaka is the oldest one, and this is the basket of teaching. It was particularly recited by the famous disciple of Mahatma Buddha Anand, and it had five subsets, five groups, or five books, you can say. The first one is the Digha Nikaya. So the long discourses are compiled in this Digha Nikaya, and to remind to identify the books is the part of Sutta Pitak or Vinaya Pitak or Abhidham. If there is Nikaya as a suffix, it is a part of Sutta Pitak. Okay, so Digha Nikaya, the long discourses, then the Mazhab Nikaya, the middle length discourses, the Sanyukta Nikaya, the connected one or the complex one or the intermediaries are the Sanyukta Nikayas. Similarly, the Anguttar Nikaya that talks about the numerical discourses and the Khudak Nikaya. So these are the five sub chapters or sub groups of this Sutta Pitak, which is the oldest one. And moving forward, we can see that the Vinay Pitak, which talks about the morals and the conducts and the life of the monks and nuns related to the Buddhism. So it was recited by Upali, and it had three subcategories. The first is the Sutta Vibhang, and second is Khandaka, and third is the Parivara. Sutta Vibhang is further divided into two groups, Mahavibhang and Bhikkhuni Vibhang. Particularly talking about the prior one talks about the rules for monks, how to live, to follow this path of this pious path told by Mahatma Buddha, and the Bhikkhuni Vibhang, which talks about how to live for the nuns basically. Okay, and the third one is the most interesting, that is the Abhidhamma Pitak. It talks about the teachings discussed in the Nikaya, and it was very popular because in the Buddhism, in the Buddhist society, it was generally recited at the funerals and the festivals. And it was firstly it was recited by Sariput. Earlier to that, it was continued in the Srot system. So by orally, it was transferred from one generation to another one. But after Sariput, it was compiled, composed, and forwarded in a particular systematic manner. So, but at some time, you can see that Mowgli Puttis is also mentioned as the reciter who recited this Abhidham Pitak. But the fact is, he recited this Katha Vastu, one of the subgroup of this sub chapter of this Abhidhamma Pitak. So the entire Abhidhamma Pitak was firstly recited by the Sariput, and it has the seven chapters, seven subsets. That is the Dhamma Sangani, the Vibhang, the Dhatu Katha, the Pagal Pannati, the Katha Vastu, Yamak, and Prathan. So these are the basic details of this Pitakas. It must be helpful for you for the civil services examination, and I invite some questions from you. Thank you.